Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Late for the Party on Anchor FM. I'm your host, Melodious. Man, I'm going to give you a little quick brief result of what happened with me as of late, because the last review I was supposed to kick out, my phone took a dump in the toilet. Yes, it actually fell in the toilet, so I couldn't get the content out, and it got deleted and messed up because my screen went out on my phone. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that content down, so pretty much I'm going to have to start off on a brand new one, which is going to be a word around the campfire. And this episode is going to be about the cancellation of Iron Fist and Luke Cage on Netflix. So, looks like that those shows that has been canceled, which quiet is kept. I mean, I don't really care for too much about Iron Fist. I felt that the actor wasn't really that special to me. Like, he wasn't really, like, you guys could have picked a better Danny Rand. I mean, honestly, like, the guy was pretty much dry. Him doing the action was kind of dry itself. And, for someone to be the Iron Fist, like, you have to be and look like a badass, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, I mean, the demise of it being season 2, I haven't even watched season 2 to even give it any kind of grade, but, for Luke Cage, I was anticipating it, I was excited for it, and for Netflix to take off a show that literally broke the internet. I mean, literally, the first time that Luke Cage season 1 came out, the internet was broke. Nobody could watch Luke Cage on Netflix. And I had to wait at least 3 days for that to even get watched. And honestly, I like the second season better than the first one. So, unfortunately, that it sucks, because not only that, the reason why Netflix probably did it is because of the fact that there's been a lot of content that was on Netflix that they're getting that they're starting to let go of, and just so happens that Iron Fist and Luke Cage just so happen to be in the crossfire. So, but my thing is, what about Jessica Jones? I mean, Jessica Jones, to me, I actually like Luke Cage more than Jessica Jones, and it seems, for Luke Cage, it appeals more to me, but I think, to me, the reason why that they decided to get rid of Luke Cage over Jessica Jones, because it's that, a lot of people who probably watched the first Luke Cage couldn't really relate to the fact that, the predominantly black show, which a lot of folks probably might not take, a lot of, white folks or anything might not take it to face value, and there's too, they would say, the show was too black, and I'm like, how can something be too black? Like how many shows that we got in the world right now that is too white? Let's just be real about it. If you're gonna say that something like Black Panther, the movie Black Panther, or even Luke Cage, it's too black, there's not enough white people. Well, look at the elements that are in. You're in Harlem. You're in Harlem, and don't get me wrong, there's white people in Harlem, but there's predominantly black and Hispanic people living in Harlem. Just like there's more predominantly black people living in Africa, or in Wakanda in this case. So, for people to sit there and hate and everything else, it's a little messed up, and quiet is kept. I hope that's not the case, because honestly, if that's the case, then Jessica Jones needs to go bye-bye as well. But who knows? Maybe is it also because Netflix is just starting to get rid of some of the shows that like getting rid of majority of shows that are not really being watched, or a lot of people don't have it's in Netflix's best interest, or is it the fact that like eventually Disney is going to start doing their own streaming service, but is that also going to, is most of the Netflix property Marvel stuff like Daredevil and Punisher and the Defenders and Luke Cage and all of them, are they going to be crossing over to the Disney service as well? So there's a lot of questions that are being raised in this regard, because for something like Luke Cage to do very well for itself and for it to get canceled, there's gonna be some uproar in all this, because it's kind of wrong to me it's wrong for it to happen that way. For a show to actually do very good in both seasons at that. Both seasons did very well. In fact, I was told that that the second season of Luke Cage honestly did better than the first season of Luke Cage. So on views. So for it to actually be canceled and everything, I feel that to be absolutely wrong, and I think there's a bigger reason why. So, and I know a lot of people are not going to stand for that either. So, I sure as hell ain't. So, either way, man, like, my thing is bring it back, do whatever you can, Marvel, Disney, whatever the case you guys are going to do for these shows. Because who knows, they might even be canceling both of these shows to actually put both Luke Cage and Iron Fist together. Now, don't forget that both of them in the comic books were Power Man and Iron Fist. They both had their own comic book series, and they were known as the Heroes for Hire. So it just depends. Like, even though I don't know, I never really understood why you would be a hero for hire. I know Luke Cage was that, but for Iron Fist, dude is rich. He doesn't need to be hired for anything. He could pay for that problem to be taken care of. So I always wondered why he was in a group with another guy called Heroes for Hire when Danny Rand didn't need no fucking money. So honestly, that just doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, to each his own. I just hope whatever the case that they're going to do with the properties, and I'm pretty sure Netflix has its main reasons why it's doing it. So I just hope that they don't cancel out a lot of other shows like Voltron or Castlevania and a lot of other shows, or a lot of anime and TV shows that I enjoy, but they decide to probably take off. So either way, I hope that I hope that somebody like Disney decides to be like, hey, Luke Cage needs to be on the movie screen. He needs to be there in that atmosphere with like folks like the Hulk and all of that. That will work. Hell, so does Daredevil for that matter. But either way, that's just for another day, because I still need to watch season 3 of Daredevil. So either way, that is it for the word around the campfire. This is Late for the Party signing off. I am your host, Melodious, and as always, y'all, never ever be late for the party, and keep the party going.